My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day.
U.S. President Donald Trump could reimpose reciprocal tariffs on some countries in 2 to 3 weeks, potentially re-escalating the global trade war that has already raised fears of a U.S. and global recession.
We have a situation where we have a very, very great place. It's called the United States of America, and it's been ripped off for years and years. These people know it. We talked about it before you came in. We've been ripped off by every country in the world, practically, and friend and foe. And we're not doing that anymore. So what's happened is Howard, how many countries have we spoken to already? 90. And they all want to make deals, and we're going to make deals, but they're going to be fair deals. They're not going to be rip-off deals. And we were losing almost $5 billion a year. No country can do that. And now we have it down almost to even, maybe even better than even, because of the tariffs on cars and aluminum and steel. We have tariffs 25% on cars, aluminum and steel. There's a rush to build new steel plants, a rush to build new aluminum plants, and a biggest rush I've ever seen, that we've ever seen, to build car plants. We have like 11 of them or something, big ones, where you guys maybe work, maybe you won't want to work, you'll do something else instead of that. But if you like cars, you'd like to work at one of these plants, the biggest plants in the world. 3 of them have left Mexico before construction started, 1 of them during construction, and they're coming to this country. They're coming back, don't forget. And we get along great with Mexico, but Mexico took 32% of our car building business. So it's amazing what's happened. Remember this number, anywhere from $3 to $5 billion a day. That's not $1 million, that's $1 billion a day. Nobody can even imagine it. And that's what we were losing. And, hence we have $36 trillion in debt and everything else. And in the end, I think what's going to happen is we're going to have great deals. And by the way, if we don't have a deal with a company or a country, we're going to set the tariff. We just set the tariff. It's something that we think that will happen, I'd say, over the next couple of weeks. Wouldn't you say? I think so. Over the next 2-3 weeks. We'll be setting the number. And we're going to pick, could be for China too, could be for China.
Trump paused reciprocal tariffs on most countries on April 9th, a week after imposing sweeping tariffs on almost all nations as part of his Liberation Day announcement on April 2nd. The reprieve was supposed to be for 90 days to allow countries to negotiate with the administration. Around 90 to 100 countries have offered to negotiate deals, the Trump administration said. Trump could impose his tariffs on countries that rise as high as 50% without negotiated deals. China, the second largest economy, which had 34% tariffs, imposed counter tariffs, resulting in escalations which have made tariffs reach 145% for the Asian country. The United States currently maintains a 10% universal tariff on virtually every good imported to America, plus higher rates for certain goods. Trump's back-and-forth stance on tariffs has caused uncertainty for businesses and consumers. It has also impacted markets, causing an initial tumble on stocks and U.S. assets. The S&P 500 saw a 2-day market rebound, but has lost $7 trillion in value since its mid-February record high. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent's acknowledgement of China tariffs being extremely high, and Trump echoing the sentiment led markets into recovery, with stocks surging on April 22nd. The U.S. has hinted openness in its negotiations with China on tariffs, but Beijing has made it clear that it will not respond to a language of threats.